Well, guys, welcome back to game number 2 between Digital Chaos South America and SG Esports. This is, of course, the finals for the South American qualifiers for the Perfect World Masters. I mean, what a treat. Digital Chaos taking game number 1, basically causing a big upset there according to Twitch chat, as well as looking at the past. Both of these two teams beating out Infamous 2-1 in their last matches. SG coming from the winner bracket and DC coming through the loser bracket. And if I'm not mistaken, SG Esports beat out Digital Chaos, pushing them to the lower bracket earlier on, and that was a 2-0. Can Digital Chaos make this a 2-0 back in return? They've just been looking stronger and stronger every game that I've been watching. Or can SG take game number 2? And to be honest, I hope so. I want this to go a game 3. I want this to be a maximum game, maximum games up, because I love casting both of these two teams. They are aggressive early. There's a lot of movements that they make. I mean, we were sitting on 9 kills, I think, at around 4 or 5 minutes in the game, in game number 1. So, and I did him his first blood. Keep that in mind. Looking at, give me a quick second. Oh, sorry for that. Looking at the draft, the picks, and the ban so far. Lich being banned out first by Digital Chaos, followed up by the Necro from SG Esports. Spirit Breaker as well as the Night Stalker being taken out. This does leave quite a few heroes still in the pool. I know I'm going to call them tier 1 picks and bans so far, or tier 1 picks so far up for the side of Digital Chaos or SG. The Silencer being picked up first, or the Bane being picked up first here from SG, going once again for that Bane. Followed up by a Silencer and a Bounty yet again for the side of Digital Chaos. Let's see if SG learns, or learned anything from game number 1, because a lot of the guys, myself included, as we were busy chatting here, thought that SG had the better draft, excluding the Mirana. The Mirana pick was a little bit, too into the Bane Mirana, Bane Earthshaker, Mirana Earthshaker kind of combo, needing something more there in that mid. But it still could have worked because Mirana did very well early on. The problem was they let the Bounty Hunter and the Lifestealer just roam around and put pressure on them when they had the aggressive lineup. They had the stuns, they had the lockdowns. They should have been 5-manning, pushing up a lot earlier. As soon as they're done pushing, fall back a bit, smoke, and then move through with a dust. As soon as the smoke breaks because of the Bounty Lifestealer, pop them and then push again. However, DC played extremely well, keeping the pressure on SG Esports. It was a pleasure to watch. It really, really was. Clinical Dota coming through from the side of Digital Chaos. Let's see what the next pickup is going to be for the side of SG Esports. And it seems like my counter stopped. What's happening here? Oh, there was a pause there and I didn't even notice. I'm like looking at the counter and I'm like, wait, what's happening? It seemed like everyone from DC disconnected there and SG actually paused. Let's see what SG decided to pick up. They actually just call, DC just says GG from that. And just making sure everything is still fine. Yeah, seems like they're continuing picking, so no one messed up or random there. I mean, if that bounty was random, the luck there coming through, getting the Silencer and the bounty again, but it seems like everything is still as expected. The Clockwork being picked up now by SG Esports. So a little bit different this time, having more of a, the Clockwork versus the Batrider. Both heroes fill a similar role as the Initiator, but the thing about a Clockwork is a Clockwork can split up a fight as well. If you can get a good hook shot, if a fight starts and you hook shot into the middle, or if you've already hook shotted in, or if you're just walking in, if you can get a good cogs that just splits up the fight, pushes two sides of DC apart from each other, it's going to be very good for them. Having that Clockwork there as well is something that I felt they lacked in game 1. They didn't have that massive frontliner. They had the Batrider instead. Having this clock here will help them out a bit, absorbing quite a lot of the initial damage, especially after the hookshot goes in. So it will give Bane a little bit more time to get that Fiend's Grip off. Hopefully the Bounty Hunter would have already used the Shuriken. So let's have a look and see what the next bans are going to be. It is, this time, was it an Oracle ban or was it Arc Warden in game number 1? I actually can't remember. I think I might have called it as an Oracle ban, but it was Arc Warden in game 1. Otherwise, no, I think it was Oracle in game 1. This is Arc Warden ban, of course, in game 2. Lone Druid being banned out as well by Digital Chaos. Bat Riders being taken out by SG, as well as the Puck. The Puck was a very big component in game 1, having insane Dream Coils. Just quickly reading. Yeah, the game was paused there. So everything is back to normal right now. As you can see, the countdown is coming through. I actually thought that maybe I disconnected for some reason or something happened there, as my internet does have the, you know, my internet just keeps on dropping around 10 p.m. Your time around 10 p.m. EDT. But it seems like my internet's up and everything's up and running. The Puck getting 3-4-man Dream Coils constantly in game number 1 just puts so much pressure on the side of SG. And that Puck does a similar thing as what I just mentioned in regard to the Clockwork, splitting up the fight. Getting those 3 heroes in the backline, getting the Dream Coil off on them means they can't force, you know, they can't move in to fight further. They have to stay there. 2 heroes would have been picked off by DC, and then the chase is on. This time, DC pick up the Queen of Pain. Good jump hero. Will most likely, depending on what SG pick up, get an early Orchids. Maybe just go for that full-on fighting build. Get after boots, just go straight in for the Aghanim Scepter. And then from there, decide what to pick. But SG pick up the Marana again. So this time, they're saying, we have the Clockwork that can hookshot in, get Cogs off, followed up by a Marana Arrow. Or Bane followed up by a Marauder Arrow. Good ganking potential as well. Let's see if it's actually going to pan out this time. I do like Marauder. I really do. I just didn't like it in game number 1. Game number 2, so far, it is looking really good. Weaver being picked up here by DC. If Weaver gets caught out with a sleep into Arrow, that's 5 seconds. They will have enough to burst the Weaver quite early on before the Lincolns comes up. And sure, Weaver does have time lapse, but that is, of course, the one weakness of Weaver is he is quite soft early on. But from the side of DC, a thing to note is the mobility coming through and the inverse tax on SG, having Bounty Hunter as well as a Weaver being picked up. The supports of SG are going to be extremely poor. Everyone on chat saying it was Oracle in game 1, so I just, needed to make sure. Because I have sometimes, I have mixed up the two before for some reason. And SG, are they going to go with a harder carry here in game number 2? Are they going to go for a ranged carry to try and combo with the Clockwork hooking in, keeping just distance, and then maybe picking up an Earthshaker again as that 5th position? I think they should probably just pick up the pos 4 now, unless the Clockwork is going to be pos 4. So let's have a look here. 20 seconds left. What do they decide to pick up here? They have a possible pos 4 or pos 3 in the clock. They have a possible pos 4 in the Marana, although they do like to pick up the Marana as their mid. Heading into reserve time right now for the side of SG. They pick up the Bloodseeker. This time, Bloodseeker did not disconnect. Not disconnect, just reading disconnect. This time, the Bloodseeker did not get banned out. So, having that Bloodseeker there, especially up against the likes of a Queen of Pain, Weaver, mobile heroes, is a very good pickup. And actually being able to snag the Weaver this game, the Bloodseeker this game when it was banned out in game number 1 is quite strong for them. I know Queen of Pain, I'm actually not sure about after the latest couple of patches, but if you time it right and you take a single step before blinking, which you have to do it very quickly, single step then blink, you can actually blink out of the max range of the Bloodseeker Rupture. It's very dangerous to do, but it can be done. It's a single step. There's of course tick times on the Rupture, and if straight after a single tick time you take that step and blink, you're out of the range of the Rupture, so the Rupture will not count. I've not seen a lot of people pulling that off, but it is a possibility. Omni Knight being banned out here from DC. Good ban there. Also thinking that the Clockwork might just be a pulse 4. Having that Omni being able to heal up, shield, and be that secondary frontliner for the side of SG is quite big. Faceless Void being banned out here from the side of SG Esports. Once again, a good anti-team fight, a good anti-engage. You know, here with the Chronosphere being taken out here. And SG is their last pick right now. So, are we going to have the pause 4 clock or pause 3 clock? It's their last pick.
5 seconds remaining.
Once again, I'm not against the Mirana here. And in this lineup, it might actually work quite a bit. With the Sand King there as well, I like this draft from SG this time. I actually do. The Mirana's there to make sure that, hey, if they stand still, you'll get arrowed. The Bloodseeker Rupture, hey, you're going to have to stand still. If you don't stand still, you're going to have to move. Well, if you get Ruptured, you're going to get arrowed. And if you have to move out of the range of the arrow, it's just going to take more Rupture damage. So, going into that theory crafting realm, again, trying to combo up the majority of their heroes. And then having that Sand King there with the Epicenter can come in, can disrupt the fights with a good Burrow Strike as well. I do like this. So, let's have a look at the last pick coming in here for Digital Chaos. And while we wait for this last pick, quickly go and get a sip of water.
Legion Commander. Choose your hero.
There you go, guys. Legion Commander has been picked up, and Digital Chaos looking very strong. They have quite a bit of burst there with the Queen of Pain. The Legion Commander being able to duel, as well as the Weaver and the minus armor that the Weaver will be able to provide as well with the Swarm. If Legion Commander gets a good start here, Legion might be in, or you know, he might be able to snowball. The problem is, if he duels, it sets up a perfect Mirana arrow as well. Both of these drafts have their pros and their cons, but I think whoever gets an early game lead here will be able to snowball. Both of these lineups want to snowball off the first 10-15 minutes. So let's see which of these two teams gets the early hand. And if this Bounty Hunter gets online, it might just give that little bit of an edge for the side of Digital Chaos South America. Waiting, of course, for the game to start right now. And is this disconnects, reconnects? Okay, so no remake needed right now. And the game's going to be live in a couple of seconds. For those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Reddit, or Reddit's Dota. Check me out on Twitter, of course. And thanks so much for all of you guys joining in on the South American finals, or the South American qualifier finals. It's been a pleasure so far to cast, so I'm looking forward to this. Once again, this is the perk we have as casters. If it's a game 2, we're always allowed to root for the guys that lost in game 1. So I hope SG take game 2 so that a game 3 will be on the cards. And then, of course, anything is up in the cards. However, my casting will not be biased. I just hope SG wins this one. I want to cast the game 3 between these two teams. And I think South American Dota fans want a game 3 as well. And I think they deserve a game 3 finals. Big ups to Beyond the Summit as well for letting me cast these games, giving me the opportunity. And I hope you guys have had a blast so far watching. Once again, any constructive criticism, drop me a DM on Twitch. Or on Twitter, I mean. Let me know what you think and anything that I can work on or improve. Just give me a heads up. Let's see. Game has been paused. The go is there from DC and he's like, nope. They're just spamming right now. Looking quickly here. King RD is up on the silencer. HFN. He played a godlike life stealer in game number 1. Old Taker up on the Legion Commander. Atun. Keep in mind, guys, if I do mispronounce any of these names, I do apologize. Or hey Liz, that's probably just him saying hello to his girlfriend. Or to one of his teammates' girlfriends. I've seen that way too much. Up on the Queen of Pain, Matthew on the Bounty Hunter. On the side of SG, we do have 4DR up on the Bloodseeker. Costabile on the Morano. Leposa on the Sand King. I'm going to call him Theo. Theo on the Clockwork. And Bardino on the Bane. Not quite sure what's happening there, as I cannot understand what they're saying. Except for the go, go, go. Let's go, let's go. And it seems like the go, go, goes have it. Smoke is up. Quite a bit of pause there. Pinging coming through here. Legion Commander, being a very greedy Legion Commander, he wants, yep. He wants a tango. This poor little silencer being forced to tango up, but no tangos for the Queen of Pain though. Quite interesting. Normally you tango up on the Queen of Pain and not the offlaner, but this Legion Commander building up the full PMS, poor man shield. Another smoke wraparound from SG, trying to scout out if the Bounty Hunter is anywhere close. But no bounty just yet. And this sentry, oh my word, the sentry is like a millimeter too close. The thing is, you always have to scout at this area here. You can't, you know, you don't want it to overlap, and you don't want it to be earlier, because there's a lot of times you put a ward right there, so you need it to hit that area. Good ward play, or good sentry placement. It's just not catching out this observer ward. Big shout out to the guys on Twitch watching. What's up? I see you. Hope you guys enjoy this game. Sand King, seems like SG are actually giving up the top bounty run. And yeah, Sand King just runs in, grabs it, and he backs out. This time DC not going for any sneaky shenanigans. But the Queen of Pain did get the bounty. He does get the shared tango. Or does get a shared tango. Who actually gave it to? It was the Bounty Hunter. We'll also have something coming through, and that's going to be a full healing salve up as well. This time Bounty seems like Bounty wants to harass middle a little bit more than in the previous game. Previous game, of course, Bounty Hunter was just constantly top. This Bloodseeker is going to get take a lot of damage here. The Orb of Venom as well as the slow on the Orb of Venom as well as the slow up on the Dagger. Going to cause quite a bit of harassment up here onto the Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker is going to be in quite a bit of trouble if he gets caught out. And let's have a look here. Top lane, Weaver has been moved top. Sand King, of course, here being given this solo lane with a tri-lane up on the bottom. And it's not a mid Mirana this game. It is going to be a core Mirana, carry Mirana up. Busy farming up here on the bottom lane up against a Legion Commander. And here's the arrow. Sleep into arrow right now. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. I miscounted that quite a bit. Are we going to see the first blood coming through here? Not going to be enough damage, but doing quite a bit. There's no salve up on the Legion Commander either, but he does have she does have 4 tangos, so she will be able to make it out of that one. Bounty Hunter being forced to come towards the bottom lane. Are there any sentries down here? Not just yet, but the Clockwork does, of course, have a dust. Meanwhile, Sand King doing okay, I guess. He should be okay in this lane, depending on how he actually lanes it. He does not have level 3, so no Sandstorm to try and juke anything out. But bottom lane, are we going to see the first blood here? Legion Commander drops. Getting the first blood up on the Bane. Support life, getting first blood. Always works, always helps out quite a lot. And I do not have my last hits denies open, but hey, there you go. 11-2 up here for the Queen of Pain versus 7-0 up on the Bloodseeker. But with the creeps being pulled back, Bloodseeker will be able to get a little bit more. Let's have a look. Sand King might be in quite a bit of trouble himself here. He does not have enough for a Burrow Strike, but he of course does have Enchanted Mangoes, and he might just need to pop it and just Burrow Strike out, or he's just taking the damage. We'll use a stick. Doesn't need to use the stick, but he will run away. There you go. Sand King not dropping there is quite big for the side of SG. Keeping the kills to a minimum this time, or the deaths to a minimum. But SG is doing exactly what they did in game number 1. As soon as they push back the offlaner, or in this case the Sand King, they just start putting pressure on the tower, and they want to get an early tower. And let's have a look here. Bloodseeker, he gets gone on here by the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain does have 2 levels up in Dagger right now. So Bloodseeker trying to heal up as much as possible, and the Bounty Hunter comes into range. The Clockwork is there, getting the cogs off. Will push both of them back with the cogs. Very well played there. And that means 0 mana for both the Queen of Pain as well as the Bounty Hunter, which will force them back. No level 5 up just yet. Not level 5, 5 minutes up, so no shrine. And this Mirana is sort of getting freeform. Currently sitting on 18 and 7 versus Weaver's 18 and 5. Keep in mind, Bloodseeker now, because of that as well, has actually managed to catch up in regards with last hits a little bit. 17 and 7 versus the Queen of Pain's 22 and 3. And let's have a look here. Clockwork might go in onto the Legion Commander. Does have Battery Assault. If he wants to use it, decides against it. Did maybe hear a TP or see a TP in from the Bounty Hunter. And let's see here. Bounty Hunter wants to go in onto Bloodseeker. Not going to be able to do enough. Not enough mana there for the Queen of Pain to blink forward and scream, I think. But it wouldn't have been enough damage either. This time, SG playing a lot more passive, making sure they get the first blood yet again, but making sure they don't drop anything after that either. And Mirana 22 and 9. We'll have this entire creep wave as well, getting a free lane, but top lane. Are we going to see the first death here for the side of SG? It is going to be up on the Sand King. I mean, it's okay, considering they have a free farming Mirana. The Legion Commanders move straight into the jungle. Not doing too badly, sitting up on that level 3 mark. Clockwork about to hit level 3 as well. But let's see, when is the level 6 coming up on the Bloodseeker? Very soon. Level 5 only just hit here for the Queen of Pain. And they will de-ward, so of course Bounty Hunter can be a little bit more aggressive here on the middle lane, but Bloodseeker, of course, seeing that, will know that. And let's see, Legion Commander might be in a bit of trouble. Will they be able to get in range here for a sleep? They are if they need to go for it, but there's the Brain Sap and the Cogs. Battery Assault is there. They do manage to get the kill, so that's another kill in for the side of SG. And they jump forward. There was no level 6, so quite surprised that they managed to get the kill there onto the Bloodseeker. So kill for a kill. Kill apiece, 2 and 2. Clockwork is here middle. Not a lot of mana here for the side of DC, but they will be able to shrine up. And it seems like they just call for it, move straight forward. What Ruin is going to come through? Ruin on the bottom lane. It is going to be an Invis Ruin, so if they get that up on the Queen of Pain, it might be a call to go for a gank bottom. Queen of Pain does not have 6 up just yet. And yeah, she's just going to bottle that Invis Ruin, move back mid, try to get that level 6 up before she needs to move forward. Level 4 up on the Legion Commander. Let's see if they can actually go for any kind of kill here. Mirana does scout him out, and is this going to be anything? Nope. They want to counter engage the Bounty Hunters here as well, chasing it onto the Bane, but it does seem like they all are going to back off. Silencer sitting on that level 3 mark as well. He will be able to to help out a little bit as well. And there's the sleep. The arrow is going to fly through. Who's it going to be? Onto the Legion Commander. Legion Commander actually catching it. They will be able to back out. So no one dying just yet. But considering this is a 3-man rotation and 3-man wraparound here for the side of DC, they have not managed to get a kill. But on top lane, they do get the kill on the Weaver. So leaving that top lane, leaving the Weaver, not actually helping the side of DC. The Sand King is level 6 right now. Can get a skill up into that epicenter if they want it. Is there going to be an arrow flying through? No arrow just yet here for the Silencer. But they turn around. They're going in onto the Bane. Will they be able to get the kill? Does so much damage. And the Silencer gets the last right click. Meaning he'll have a little bit of install in there. He'll be very happy with that. Let's see if the Bloodseeker is actually going to make any kind of movements. He does have his Rupture. Normally you see the Bloodseeker trying to force something as soon as he gets that first level up in Rupture. Looking quickly at the item progression here. Legion Commander does have his boots working up towards his phase boots. Radiant uses a scan. Does not catch onto anyone. Hoping, oh, yeah, there you go. Just checking, making sure that no one was behind the Mirana and catching the Mirana as she retreated as well. They do scout out the Legion Commander moving back, all the way back to base. Legion does not have his phase boots up just yet. Versus the Sand King working up towards his mana boots, and he will have it after a couple of kills. Well, after a couple of creep kills. And this time the first tower falling in favor of SG. Both the two teams playing a lot more passive. I think at around 5 minutes in the game, in game 1, we had 9 kills. This time at 8 minutes in, we only have the 6, 3 and 3. Sand King is being gone on right now, taking quite a lot of damage. The other one to turn around. Will they be able to get a kill onto the bounty hunter? The arrow is there as well. The amount of burst damage is okay for them. So a counter kill. Sand King for the bounty hunter. That is in favor of DC currently. They want to go for more. Weaver does not have boots. He decides to just queue that up straight away. There you go. Boots purchased. And they will scout him out. But the dust does not hit onto the Weaver right now. Arrow flag through. Will scout him out. And the Weaver just runs all the way onto the top. He will get silenced up from this. Oh, big plays from the Weaver. Using the time lapse to get out of the range of the Blood Right. And everyone will back off. Let's have a look on the Legion Commander. Can they go in? Bane is not level 6 just yet. But this will be a epicenter channeled up. No epicenter up just yet. Can they get the kill on to the Legion Commander? I don't think they can. If that was a epicenter as well as a burst strike, I think they just might have had enough. Let's see. Bounty Hunter is roaming yet again. Only level 5, working his way towards his level 6. And everyone will back off from the side of SG. Top tower taking quite a bit of damage here with the Germinate attacks coming through from the Weaver. And regen up on the Clockwork. Not really going to do anything, but Clock has, yeah, doesn't have a lot of mana up currently. Or a lot of intel actually. Let's have a quick look here. 6 intel has already been stolen here by the Silencer, and the longer this game goes, the more the Silencer can be involved in these kills, the better it's going to get for him. So, Bloodseeker still busy farming it up right now, working up towards his Radiant, looking towards the top lane. Mirana does have a Quilla up. What's also coming through? Ogre Club, so that's going to be a... working towards his full Dragon Lords. Will actually have that in only a couple hundred gold. And they want to try and fight this. They want to go in onto the Weaver. Weaver uses Sakuchi, scouts out the Bane there. Bane might actually find him. And is there going to be a dust? The Weaver, of course, does have support coming through. There is the track as well. The Moonlight Shadow is being used right now, but they will be able to you know, scout this out. There's the Weaver being slept on right now. They do jump in straight onto the Mirana. Mirana does get killed instantly, and now the Bloodseeker is coming in. Bloodseeker's not using his Rupture just yet onto anyone. Who's the Bloodseeker going to be focusing? They do manage to pick off the Weaver. A huge Scream of Pain or Sonic Wave coming through from the Queen of Pain, getting 2 heroes, and the Bloodseeker is still busy running around. Bloodseeker not really knowing who to use his, ulti on. The Rupture was there, but there was one hero here, and 2 other heroes here. He just couldn't focus or couldn't decide on anyone. Managing to get quite a few kills here onto the side of SG. 4 heroes down in exchange for 2. 2,000 gold swing, where it was in favor of SG. All of a sudden, completely even. DC playing very well there, keeping the fight split up, getting that early kill onto the Mirana. And after that, they really... the side of DC just didn't know what to do. They were a little bit... not DC. The side of SG were a little bit lackluster. Not focusing heroes, not using abilities. And being split up really didn't help them much. Not sure why they wanted to take a fight here when the tower was still up. Force the heroes back in. Force under your tower. And you get just free right clicks on the tower. And that tower does quite a bit of damage. Let's have a look. Clockwork. Use the hook shot up in the first fight, of course. Only a 70-second cooldown, so hook shot is back up. The Dire scan straight on top of their own sentry ward. Not quite sure why they scanned there. They do have a sentry, so they would see the Bounty Hunter coming in, and there you go. Bounty Hunter is caught in the cogs right now. There's an epicenter being channeled. Okay. Who needs a 120-second cooldown if they can just kill up a Bounty Hunter? But getting that kill does help them out. A couple hundred gold going back in their favor, so from 2,000 down to, I mean, net worth, I mean, just look at that, 4k net worth swing after those last couple of fights. A couple hundred back down again. Experience is in SG's favor, so it's still a very even game. Keep in mind, anything like before 20 minutes, experience does count quite a bit, especially if you're only around 1,000 in favor. Well, if you're like 1,000 behind in gold, if you do have like a 2k experience lead, it does sort of balance each other out. Even though there's only 1,000 gold up here for, or 1,000 net worth up for the side of SG. The level 6 is here for the Bounty Hunter, level 8 in fact, so he'll just be dropping down his tracks. And the more kills they get, as you can see, that's why this just skyrocketed in DC's favor. There's a smoke up here for the side of SG, as well as a blink dagger up on the Sand King. And hook shot in straight in onto the Legion Commander. The arrow flag through as well. Not actually hitting onto the Legion Commander right now. Well, they do use the global silence. There's two fights happening right now. The Legion Commander will drop from there. Meanwhile, onto the bottom lane, the Sand King does not have epicenter. He does also not have his blink dagger up just yet. So it's only going to be the one kill apiece. Bane dying here on the bottom lane, and Legion Commander up towards the top. But I think with that Bane kill, oh, I can't see the actual goal change there, so I wonder if that was a track kill. Let's have a look. This might be the smoke movement that we've been waiting for. There's a blink dagger as well as the epicenter up, so let's have a look. This is exactly what they needed to do. There you go, going straight in onto the Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter this time getting caught out and getting punished for it. That's just what you have to do when you play up against the Bounty. When you have a smoke, push out the lanes a little bit, use your smoke, and then just try and catch out the Bounty Hunter. And dust as soon as you see him, of course. Weaver, having a look at the, it's 15 minutes in. Sorry for not showing the net worth here, guys. So looking at the net worth, currently sitting on 6k for the top two. And then 5,900, 5,900, 5,700, and 5,300 for the top three. So all of them sitting between 5 and 6,000. That's why this game is so close. However, leading is once again HFN here on the Weaver. Does have a Dragon Lance up. Will be working probably, well, it's going to be interesting if the Weaver's going to be going for his Lincolns first, or if the Weaver's going for, oh, I heard ulti coming through, Marana, Moonlight Shadow. Or if the Weaver's going to go for something more down the line of a Desolator to do a bit more damage. But let's see, is the smoke going to be broken just yet? Nope. They do run around. DC trying to scout out the side of SG. This looked more like the side of SG in game number 1. Not actually hitting anything in any of their smokes in game, in the first game. This time SG trying to play a little bit more aggressive. 4 heroes here in middle. The TP is coming through here from the Legion Commander. Legion Commander blinks in straight forward, or blinks away after that. But the wraparound is going to be here for the side of DC. Are they going to jump in? Let's have a quick look. There's a track up here for the Bane in towards the back line, and another track here for the Clockwork. Clockwork misses the hook shot, and here we go, jumping straight in onto the Bane. Bane might be in quite a bit of trouble, does sleep himself. However, there's Legion Commander duel here onto the back line, as well as a global silence. The second hero is going to drop here. That is going to be the Bloodseeker. Queen of Pain uses the massive sonic wave, catching onto 2 heroes. They will also get yet another kill here, yet another track kill. And just because of that, that's another 1,000, roughly around 1,000 gold exchange in the favor of DC. And getting all of those track kills as well is quite big for them. And I said whoever's going to start, edging out in regards with the net worth around the 20-minute mark is going to be the team that wins this game purely because of their lineup if they don't make any mistakes. And DC just seem to be playing a little bit better than SG. SG getting caught out once again. One hero here, the hookshot also missing. The rest of the fight happening here and here. That favors any side with Bounty Hunter because they have vision on you. They have movement speed on you. And of course, if they just target whoever the bounty tracks, well, That just means that they... Oh, wait, arrow flying through and misses once again. The arrow combination is just not working out for the side of SG. Let's quickly go through HFN on this Weaver, building up towards his diffusal blade. He already has a Bloodstone, so he already does a little bit more minus armor, even with the Swarm sitting on level 3 right now. Working up towards that Diff Blade, only needing the recipe if, well, yeah, he only needs the recipe considering he can buy the Robe of Magi. Next here in for the, well, in that line is the Silencer working up towards his 4-staff Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain doing very well, sitting second on the net worth currently. Tied with literally only 2 gold separating the 2 mids. Queen of Pain does have a Veil up, building up towards that Orchids first, so not going for the Aghanim Scepter, but let's have a look. Weaver, the arrow flying through, once again, won't actually hit onto anyone there. But there's the hook shot straight in onto the Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter is in a lot of trouble right now. Bounty Hunter will actually drop from this. However, there are 2 heroes that have been tracked up. So the work has been done, even though the Moonlight Shadow has been used here. Let's see if they can get the kill here onto the Weaver this time. Weaver does use his time lapse and Global Silence being used as well. Is SG going to try and push from this? Nope. They use the Rupture on a TPing Weaver, and Weaver will be able to get out of that. And the rest of DC, they're just counter pushing up top. So it's going to be a tier 2 trade for a tier 2, but a couple of TPs coming through. Here's the Burrow or the Epicenter coming through on the Sand King, but it whiffs completely. No one gets caught out. The Sand King. Oh no. They don't even manage to get the bottom tier 2 tower, so no tier 2 tower being taken here at all. However, Bloodseeker might just get caught out, and there's a duel. This is going to be the second duel victory here for Legion Commander. DC just playing the game a little bit better, but SG not out of it just yet. Flatlining the gold. I mean, well, not actually. It's 5,000 net worth now in favor of DC. Experience has gone back in their favor once again. Just look at this massive gold jump, or graph jump coming through here. Just over 2,000 in favor of DC as well. And the side of SG, they have to start moving together. They're using ultis without comboing them. They're missing them. The arrows are missing as well. The stuns are there from the Sand King, but the positioning might not just be there from the Mirana. They are missing it with a millimeter every time or a second every time. So let's see if SG can actually come back from this and just try and execute their combos a little bit better. People in chat saying now DC all the way, SGE have no chance of winning. I don't completely agree with that. They do have a chance of winning. They do have a lineup that can actually punish anyone that gets caught out of position. They just have to try and execute it. If DC though don't overextend and don't split up too much, it's going to be very difficult for SG though, yes. Keep in mind there's a Burrow Strike. Oh, there's an Epicenter up in 5 seconds. Here's the Moonlight Shadow being used. Let's see if the Burrow or Epicenter is going to be preemptively cast. There's the Epicenter coming through. The Blink in forward as well as the stun coming through. There's no Global Silence. There's a Global Silence being used up right now. But the Weaver managed to get out of that one. Managing to get the time lapse off yet again. And they can't catch anyone. Well, they actually did. They managed to catch the Silencer. So it's at least something. Getting that one hero might not be, might not feel worth it considering all the ultis that were actually used there. But I think for SG, any hero kill, anything at this point is okay for them. And Bounty Hunter, I think, just hoping for some kind of courier snipe, but the courier is busy going mid. Let's see, what's this Clockwork building into next? 4-staff. And, oh, Dust is used. But doesn't hit the TPs there beforehand. So Legion Commander currently sitting on 24 dual damage. Does have his Blink Dagger up as well as his full Blade Mail. Working up towards that BKB. As soon as that BKB is up, of course SG do have abilities that go through BKB. But it's still going to do quite a bit, especially up against any kind of mini stunt or the arrow coming through from the Mirana. Two tier 2 towers falling simultaneously, one up for SG Esports as well as one up for damage Digital Chaos South America. And let's have a look. Clockwork going in for the hook shot, does actually manage to catch out the Bounty Hunter, but Bounty Hunter force-stops himself away, and here comes the big jump in forward. Legion Commander actually getting that kill, getting the win there. 2 heroes down for the side of SG, and this might just be, well, luckily they managed to get the Weaver. That was a 5-second error if I'm not mistaken, as well as, well, no Fiend Script. So they still have a Fiend Script, a 2-for-1 trade-off, and SG will be sort of okay for that since it is the Weaver. This Weaver currently was leading the net worth charts at the big, well, just before that, HFN. 5-3-7, not having that same 8-0 that he had in game number 1. That was just ridiculous. But Morano might be in a lot of trouble. He's busy, well, she's busy pushing forward, and we're going to see the blink in forward. There you go, silenced up. Morano is in a lot of trouble. Can they actually do anything? There's the blink forward and the global silence. However, here you go, being slept up, and the sleep just constantly being toggled up between the Legion Commander. The Marauder might actually get out of this. Now they want to turn out onto the Bounty Hunter. The Fiend's grip is there. Bounty Hunter is in, well, not a lot of trouble. He is dead. Marauder managed to get out of that as well somehow. Hookshot coming through here from the Clockwork. It's a very low cooldown hookshot, even though it's only level 1. And will still be okay. They do have a Sand King there with yet another Epicenter. Epicenter cooldown only sitting on 110 seconds right now. And that's why I said the side of SG are not out of this at all. If they do manage to chain and actually get their combos off, they are still in this. Currently keeping it at a 4K net worth deficit. So bringing it back up against any kind of team with a Bounty Hunter is pretty impressive. And having that Bane there, one thing that I haven't pointed out, having the Bane there, if the Legion Commander duels anyone, just being able to Nightmare up, well, anyone there, the Bane will attack them, not the Bane, the Legion Commander will attack, of course, because of his ultimate, or will get attacked and will just, you know, get traded off the whole time, not do a lot of damage. So, a good pickup here, well, in regards with being able to keep that Bane just a little bit back of whoever's in the front line. Let's have a look. Sand King building up towards that dual scepter. We'll actually have it in, well, maybe around 1,000 gold. Just under 1,000 gold, and here's a smoke. They want to try and go for some kind of pick off the Bounty Hunter. If the Bounty Hunter backs off right now, Bounty might be in a bit of trouble. There is a Radiance up here on the Bloodseeker, so that is quite big, but they do decide to... Where did... I saw someone TPing in. Oh, yeah, that was probably the Weaver. Weaver, yeah, there you go. Using time lapse as well, getting out of that. And Bounty Hunter's still here on the top lane, so might just decide to pull the creep waves a little bit. And the tier 2 tower top for SG being, well, for DC being pressured out here by the side of SG. The rest of the team, everyone just staying very hidden at this point, and there you go, trying to block the team up there with the cogs. Let's see, where's the engage? The global silence is there as well, and the duel is straight in onto the Bane. Bane this time can't do anything. It is a win for him as well. However, global silence has been used. After this, the re-engage can be there for SG. It's a 1-for-2 trade-off at this point in SG's favor. They might be able to get the 1-for-2, or the 2-for-2. Actually, it's a 3-for-2 trade-off in SG's favor. 4-for-2. SG brought this game back all of a sudden. Not quite sure what happened there. I did not follow it. I do apologize. Was focusing on here instead of focusing right here. Epicenter wasn't used either, so... After that fight, they just decide to move straight in onto Rosh. They, of course, do have a Moonlight Shadow up. This Bloodseeker, I think, is what caused it there. They were not ready for that Radiance burn coming through from the Bloodseeker. And looking at the kill feed, yeah, that was a triple kill up for 4DR. Just keep in mind, if you are even or ahead, and you're not the team with a Bounty Hunter, you're doing very well. So 17 for 17 at 27 minutes into this game. This game can go either way. And let's have a look. We do see a couple of heroes TPing here towards the bottom lane for SG. But Bounty Hunter will scout out. Is there any any gem up just yet? No gem up, no gem up. Just a couple of sentries. And a very deep ward being placed here by the Bane for the side of SG. Let's have a look at what DC is currently doing. 52 damage up on the Legion Commander. Still working his way up towards that BKB. It will help out quite a bit. Weaver, I mean, he's been building up towards this Lincoln's for quite a while now, but he will have it in 1,000 gold exactly. The Lincolns as well as Dragon Lance and the Diff Blade. Diff Blade still has 5 charges as well. We'll be able to keep this Weaver alive a lot longer than, currently. He is being burst down quite early on. And there you go. Was that a dust use? Yeah, that was a dust used by the Bounty Hunter as well. Onto the Sand King. Sand King has to back off right now. He is tracked. And this will be a tier 2 tower for the side of SG. So SG just looking a lot stronger than they were a couple minutes ago. And this time, SG is doing what they should have done in game 1. Just sticking together. Let's see, Weaver. Yeah, Weaver does have buyback if they need it. Track is up on the Mirana as well. Where's this engage going to be coming from? The Bloodseeker, busy farming up right now. Let's just quickly have a look. Well, this just seems to be a retreat call. I won't be surprised if they just fake back this and smoke up. Do they have a smoke available on anyone? They do on the Bane. So I won't be surprised if they smoke and just stay in this, roughly in this area here, to try and catch out any sneaky movements in from the Bounty Hunter. But SG split up now a little bit. They have to be careful because if they do get scouted out, the duel and the burst coming through from DC will be enough to just instantly pick off anyone. But Queen of Pain with his Invis Rune, hoping that someone would TP top so that she could just blink in forward with the Veil as well as the Orchids, combo them down. But the rest of SG, they are going to be moving in towards mid. Don't catch anyone. Don't see anyone out just yet. And here you go. Mirana is leading the charge here for the side of SG. They want to move in. Rosh is not going to be up for quite a while. There's a gem up now on the Bounty Hunter as well. This is quite big for them, which of course means they will be able to scout out any kind of Moonlight Shadow. Mirana still of course having the Aegis here. And just going to be putting a little bit of chip damage here onto the tier 3 tower. They however have to be careful because the Aegis will be dropping in a minute. And there you go. Straight in onto the Legion Commander. Legion Commander does use BKB, does try and turn around, uses the duel up onto the Bloodseeker, who will actually get the kill. Bloodseeker gets the duel victory. Are we going to see any kind of counter engage right now? The Epicenter was also used. They still want more. The Bounty Hunter is, well, in quite a bit of trouble right now. Bounty Hunter drops. This Mirana is hitting like a truck. And Mirana still has Aegis. If she just stays here a little bit longer, well, her HP and mana will actually come up. They do manage to get a counter kill. Well, another kill here on the top lane. That's 3 heroes down. Quite surprised that they're backing out here on the middle. Well, quite surprised they're backing here on the middle lane because they can put a little bit of chip damage. That's all they need to do is just chip damage onto this tier 3. Force out this Aegis and 40 seconds roughly on this Aegis before it expires. So let's see if there's going to be any chip damage. No, there's chip damage on the Mirana, alright. And is this going to be a tier 3 down? Nope, Mirana decides to back off. Is she going to pop from this? Very close. But it's not going to happen. And only a couple seconds left. 11 seconds, then Mirana will be back up to full HP. Mirana currently sitting with quite a bit of farm, working up towards her own Lincoln Sphere. Does have a Manta style up. Net worth leading the charge of the charts with 16,000 versus 15,000 on the Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker doing very well for himself as well with the Manta style as well as the Radiance. But let's have a look. Here's a smoke movement coming from here for DC.SA. Will they be able to catch anyone? The Bane might be in quite a bit of trouble if they decide to just move down or hang back a little bit. But nope, they want to move in for more. And there is no shrine up here for the side of SG. Let's see which side Well, let's see which side DC decide to go on. Radiants have used the scan, not hitting in onto anyone just yet. They're trying to catch out the side here for SG, and SG just staying a little bit back. A hook shot coming through, actually missing. And that will get scouted out. They will decide to back off right now. Not getting anyone with that smoke movement, but also not losing anyone. And here's a counter smoke coming up from the side of SG. This is very, very good play coming from them. They know the side of DC will back off, and we'll just try and split up a little bit. And if this Queen of Pain moves in towards the middle lane, or shows herself, she might be in a lot of trouble. There is an observer ward, so she might get scouted out. But Bounty Hunter is there as well. Bounty does have a gem, even though Bounty drops the sentry, and there's the smoke being popped. Quite surprised that they did not actually use up the dust of the appearance. And let's see, there's a Queen of Pain. Saw a Sonic Wave coming through. Did a little bit of damage, but there is the Global Silence right now. Are they going to be able to get anything from this? There's the duel. The duel is straight in onto the Mirana, and there is the Sleeps coming through. It's just changing it up the whole time. Unfortunately, Mirana does drop as well as the Legion Commander. Will they be able to get more? The Bloodseeker still alive. Bloodseeker is just going crazy. A double kill up for the Sand King due to his epicenter. But Bloodseeker does see everyone. He sees, oh, he wants to go in for a kill here onto the Weaver. Weaver does not have his time lapse. And SG just bringing this up, well, just bringing this back completely. The problem is with the Legion Commander, if Legion blinks in and duels while while they aren't silenced and doesn't go onto the Bane, Bane's just gonna nightmare whoever you jump on. And it's really not gonna help anyone at that point. Sure, they managed to get the kill on the Mirana, but it was not enough. This Bloodseeker is just getting out of control currently, as well as this Mirana. I just feel the Bloodseeker is doing quite a bit more here with the Radiance Burn, surviving the whole time. And have a look at Mirana. Mirana does have her Lincolns up as well, moving in towards that Butterfly. As soon as she gets this Butterfly up, I don't see how the side of SG are actually going to be able to kill her. It's going to be very difficult. Keep in mind, only a 3k lead for the side of SG. This is not, this isn't SG running away with the game at all. 3 to 4k lead in their favor. Keep in mind, of course, the enemy team does have a bounty hunter, so if one team fight, goes the way of DC with 3 or 4 track kills, that's going to be 2,000 gold straight away. They did not lose the gem there, or is this a brand new gem? Let's quickly have a look. Any gems up for the side? Oh, there's their own gem. Any other gems? Gems of Courier? No. So both teams have their own gem, which, to be honest, it doesn't really favor any team that much. I think it favors the side of DC a little bit more, purely because of Moonlight Shadow, which has just been popped as well. Let's have a look. There's the blink incoming green from the Earthshaker as well. No arrow follow-up could actually hit onto anyone, and the Legion Commander comes in. There's a Global Silence, but it's not going to be enough. The Legion Commander is taking a lot of damage right now, trying to TP out. Will the BKB actually work? Oh! Theo actually coming through with a Rocket Flare, hitting just as the BKB timing wore off. And there is no buyback up for the Legion Commander. Legion Commander jumped in, even with the Blade Maul as well as the BKB. Just took so much damage, and SG are pushing up high ground. 5-second arrow up onto the Bounty Hunter. They really don't care. They just want to do as much chip damage as possible, but hey, they can't just do chip damage. This is a melee rack, so they have to be able to take this, which they will. They'll back out. That's a big win for the side of SG Esports. Once again, this game, DC not having a frontliner to deal with the 5-man coming up here from SG. And even, sure, there's a lot of damage output, but if they jump in with the Legion Commander has BKB as well as Blade Mail up, but Legion Commander just gets melted from the right clicks on the Mirana. This Mirana currently is doing quite a bit of damage, sitting at roughly around 200 and what's that? 84 damage per right click. She does, of course, have a Manta style up, and Queen of Pain might be in a bit of trouble. The blink in forward from the Sand King, not going to be enough. And they will back out. There is a shrine up right now, so DC might decide to actually fight on top of this shrine. There you go, Bloodseeker coming in right now. Is there a global silence at all? None for 30 seconds. Let's see if they can do anything. Let me just remove that coming through there. The Silencer is still alive, barely. They do manage to kill him towards the end, and let's have a look. Can they do anything about this? The Clockwork might be in a bit of trouble, but is getting healed up right now. Only a 1-4-0 trade-off, and here comes Sand King. Gets a good stun here onto the Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter is going to drop double kill, triple kills coming through. Ultra kill up for DC, and GG's being called by DC. This Bloodseeker just doing all the work in the world. Well, guys, I said I wanted SG to take game 2 to force us to a game 3. That has happened. Game 3 can go anyway, or either way. I mean, both the teams looking strong. DC had a very good lead early on, but SG knew what they did wrong in game 1, and they just started 5-manning. If the Legion Commander blinked in forward onto anyone, the Bane Fiends group, or not the Fiends group, but the Nightmare would be there until the BKB was up, and then after that, Fiends group wouldn't be able to do anything after that. That was the only frontliner that DC had. This time, SG punishing them for it. Guys, stay tuned. Game 3 will be up shortly. Having a quick look for the guys on stream at the graphs. This game was very even up until, well, the 22-minute mark. Then the net worth actually went quite a bit in favor of DC at around the 18. And it was just one fight after the other, that went in favor of SG. And considering they were up against the Bounty Hunter, this could have possibly been GG around the 30-minute mark if the Bounty Hunter didn't just give them a little bit extra back. So guys, looking at the scoreboard, HFN sitting 7-5-9 this time. Once again, doing very well. Queen of Pain 4-4-8. But having, I mean, you know, no one having like a 600 plus GPM. Bloodseeker 12-4-9, sitting on 400 or 541, doing very well for his team. Towards the end, they're getting that ultra kill. Also, having 18 bonus dual victory damage helps quite a bit. Anything else here worth noting? Who did the most damage on who, or who killed who the most? Bloodseeker, there you go. Killed the Bounty Hunter 4 times. That was the most any hero died from one other hero. But guys, stay tuned. Game 3 will be up shortly. Let me quickly go get some water, and I'm looking forward to it. We'll check you guys on Twitch chat now.